Hi guys, Patty from Patty's Crafty Spot, and I just wanted to share something with you that I saw on YouTube. It's called fluid painting, and it's when you mix part of Liquitex pouring medium in with paint and a little bit of water. So I've already got my paints ready, and I'm going to give this a try for the first time. If it comes out good, you'll see this. If not, you'll never know. So I watched a few YouTube videos on how to do it, and it looked kind of fun. So I guess it's a little wet. I don't think the green's going to work. So I just used random acrylic craft paint and mixed it up. But apparently some of my paints were old, so I'm not sure if this is going to work very well. But we shall see. I think that's too liquidy. So then what they did was they just kind of did some swirls and then just poured it around. Probably need more paint than what I have to do it, but that looks cool. Let's do some more over here. Actually, this color. Let's just pour it all on. And let's see. So there was no measure, and I just dumped in some of the pouring medium into it. I never measure anyway, so that's kind of cool. Oops. Look at that. Check that out. It's pretty neat. And clearly I don't have enough paint to get the whole thing covered. Let's just stick my finger in. Let's see if I can get any more to do its thing. Get it to move around. That's kind of cool. Except for my fingerprints. Anyway, that's kind of cool. So you just pour spots. On there. I think my red might be too liquidy, but we shall see. Not too bad. Let's get a little more blue up there. And then I also did black to give it some more contrast. And whoops. And now for the fun part, let's see what it does. So before I get it all off my board, I want to make sure I cover most of it. And then I'm just going to keep rotating it till I find a pattern I like. Let's see, need some more color I think over here. Maybe I'll just leave it with dots. It kind of looks cool with dots. Oops. The yellow is really taken over. It's kind of cool. Just doesn't want to go there. It's neat. I think I want to throw some more dots on to see if it does it. Oops. Anyway, that's kind of cool. Just doing the dots. I'm using the Folk Art Color Shift right now. These are the 3 colors I'm using. It's a purple, a teal, and like a yellowish green. They're all metallics in their color shifts. They're really cool. I've painted other stuff with them before. And then you mix in some Liquitex Professional pouring medium. You see that? So what you do is you take and put your paint in a container, and then you pour in some Liquitex. You don't use a lot. I say no more than maybe like a teaspoon or so. I didn't measure, I just squirted it in. You mix it up thoroughly well, and then you add a little bit of water because you want it to have a consistency for pouring. So I'm going to start, I also did just regular black acrylic paint. This is just flat, so it's nothing special. And please excuse my voice because apparently I have lost it. Nothing going on other than I just don't have a voice right now. So bear with me for my squeakiness. So anyway, let's get started and see how cool this looks. So you just pour it on in spots. I'm going to start with black. Only because then if you start like whatever color you start with first would be more like your outlining color, I guess you'd say. At least that's what it seems to appear to be. And then when you put these in, and you want to make sure you have plenty of paint to do this, because if you run out of paint, you're going to end up with a lot of white canvas spots. And I'm using an 8x10 canvas to do this. And hopefully I have enough paint. I made more. I've made a couple already, just experimenting. And I didn't have enough paint, so I kind of had to smush it around a little bit, I guess. And it didn't quite look as cool as it did before I had to do that. So let's get all of that out. Looks like there's plenty on here because I do see a lot of puddling. Just want to mix in some colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of swirl with my finger to try to get a little bit of color swirl in there. And then now the fun part to see what we do. So now you're just going to let it just kind of swirl around. I'm going to let it kind of swirl around first on here before I let it drip off, because I want to get a lot of color. And I have to say that I think I like this one better than the other two maybe at the moment that I did. So I'm just trying to get it to blend in. And you wanted to get it to run down the sides of your canvas, so then that way it covers over the edges too. So I tried it with some older craft paint I had, and I can already tell the difference that the older paint I had was not as good because it did have some clumps in it because it was so old. And then I tried another one which kind of looks like a little space theme, and that one I used kids paint because that was like the freshest paint I had. So I tried that. I do know that like using the kids paint, you don't have to mix in so much water because it was very watery. Tap that to get it down to the edge. But of course the expensive paint that I'm using now is really cool. Look at that. That's neat. And I'm just trying to get it in the corner because, as you can see, the corner is not colored. So let's see. I think I have some more of the screen, so let's get that down there. So we can fill in that corner. This is really cool. I don't want to do too much. I'm not going to skip the black because I think the black will blend out too much. Yeah, in case I'm almost out of paint. So that's kind of cool. There. That's kind of neat. See if I can get it to do something more. That would be just my luck. The one that I really like, I flip it upside down and totally ruin the whole thing. That is definitely super cool. Let's see. Let's see, do I have any more in here I can get out? There we go. I want to see if I can blend over some of those lines a little bit, because I don't really want like harsh lines there. And let's try a little more of this, and then we'll see what we have. It's coming. I definitely can see that like these were probably half full of paint, so I can definitely see that You have to make sure you do make a lot of paint. Let's see if I can get that to spread down more. That is cool though. Let's see if I can get it, tapping it to maybe get it to blend a little better. The box is pretty. It's hard to see on the camera, but the color swirls in there are really actually pretty. And then you can see, as you let it drip over the side, it just kind of goes right over the side. Anyway, that is super, super pretty. I will insert a photo at the end because the camera's not picking up exactly how pretty this is. So I will put a photo at the end of this video so you can check it out. And that's cool. Alright, well, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. I would love it if you would subscribe. And until next time, happy crafting. I just gotta figure out how to turn off my camera.